Judges chapter 8. The men of Ephraim said to Gideon, "Why did you not tell us what you were doing when you went to war with Midian?" They reprimanded him sharply. So he said to them, "What could I do in comparison with what you now do? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abiezer? The Lord has delivered into your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb, and Zeb. And what could I do in comparison with what you do?" Their spirit toward him became calm when he spoke this word. When Gideon came to the river Jordan, he and the 300 men with him crossed over, hungry but still pursuing. Then he said to the men of Succoth, "Please give bread to feed this army of men that follow me, for they are exhausted, and I am pursuing Zebah and Zalmunna, kings of Midian." And the leaders of Succoth said, "Is the hand of Zebah and Zalmunna now in your hand, that we should give bread to your army?" So Gideon said, "Therefore, when the Lord has delivered Zebah and Zalmunna into my hand, I will then tear your flesh with the thorns of the wilderness and with the briar bush." From there he went up to Penuel, requesting the same, and in the same way. The men of Penuel answered him as the men of Succoth previously answered. And Gideon said to the men of Penuel, "When I return in peace, I will tear down this tower." Now Zebah and Zalmunna were at Karkor with their armies, about 15,000, all that remained of the entire army of foreigners. They that fell were 120,000 men who drew the sword. Then Gideon traveled the road eastward to Nobah and Jogbehah, to where they dwelt in tents. Here he smote the army, and the camp was surrendering. Zebah and Zalmunna fled, and he pursued them, capturing the 2 kings of Midian, Zebah and Zalmunna. The last of the army was caught by surprise. And Gideon the son of Joash returned from the battle, down from the battle line of Ares. And he took prisoner a young man of the men of Succoth to interrogate him. And he wrote down for Gideon the names of the leaders of Succoth and of their elders, 77 men. Then Gideon came to the rulers of Succoth and said, "Look, here are Zebah and Zalmunna, about whom you reproached me, saying, 'Is the hand of Zebah and Zalmunna now in your hand, that we should give bread to your army?' And he seized the elders of the city with the thorns of the wilderness and with the sharp thorns, and with them he flailed the men of the city. Then he tore down the river of Penuel and killed the men of the city. And he said to Zebah and Zalmunna, 'Where are the men you killed at Tabor?' And they said, 'As you are, so they were in the appearance of a king's son.' Then Gideon said, 'They were my brothers and the sons of my mother. As the Lord lives, if you had kept them alive, I would not kill you.' And he said to Jether, the firstborn, his firstborn, 'Rise and kill them.' But the youth would not draw his sword, for he was afraid, for he was yet very young. So Zebah and Zalmunna said, 'You rise up and face us, for your strength is that of a man.' So Gideon arose and killed Zebah and Zalmunna, and took the crescent ornaments from their camels' necks. Then the men of Israel said to Gideon, 'Rule over us, both you and your son, for you have delivered us from the hand of Midian.' But Gideon said to them, 'I will not rule over you, nor shall my son rule over you. The Lord shall rule over you.' Then Gideon said to them, 'I would like to make a request of you, that each man would give me an earring from his plunder.' For they had gold earrings, because they were Ishmaelites. So they said, 'We will gladly give them.' And he spread out his garment, and each man threw down an earring from his plunder. Now the weight of the gold earrings which he requested was 1,500 pieces of gold, besides the crescent ornaments, pendants, garments, and purple robes worn by the kings of Midian, and the chains around the necks of their camels. Then Gideon made it into an ephod, and made a memorial of it in the city of Ephrathah. Hereafter, Israel indulged in all types of sinful acts because of it, and to Gideon and to his house it became a thorn. Thus Midian was reduced in stature before the sons of Israel, and they lifted their heads no more. The country remained at peace for 40 years in the days of Gideon. Then Jerubbaal the son of Joash went and dwelt in his own house. And Gideon begot 70 sons of his own, for he had many wives, and his concubine, who was in Shechem, also bore him a son, whom he called Abimelech. Now Gideon the son of Joash died in his city, and was buried in the tomb of Joash his father, in Ephrathah of the Ebizerites. So it was, as soon as Gideon was dead, the sons of Israel again played the harlot with the Baals, and made a covenant of themselves with Baal, that he would be their God. Thus the sons of Israel choose to no longer remember the Lord their God, he who had delivered them from the hand of all their enemies on every side, nor did they show mercy to the house of Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, in accordance with all the good he accomplished for Israel.